Okay, let's move on to solving equations by multiplying or dividing. So last lesson we had the addition property of equality and the subtraction property of equality. Now we have the division and the multiplication property of equality. Same principle. If you multiply by something on one side, you have to multiply it by on the other, and then the same with division. If you divide by a number on one side, you have to divide by on the other. Again, think of your balance like in science class or a seesaw at the playground. If you want to keep them balanced, if you add to one, you have to add to the other. All right, so if you look at 1 through 6 here, you're just writing the inverse of the following statement. So multiplying by a -8, the inverse would be to divide by -8. Dividing by 5.68 would be 2 times by 5.68, and you can go through those and finish those up. All right, so let's look at some of our one-step equations with multiplication and division. They did 7 and 8 for you, so let's look at number 9. This is a divided by 12 equals -3. So what's happening to the variable? Well, we're dividing by 12, so the inverse would be to multiply by 12. These make 1, and a divided by 1 is just a, and then you have -3 times 12, which is -36. Remember your check steps. If you plug in -36, does that equal -3? And you do. So your equation is balanced, which means -36 is a good answer. Okay, if you look at number 10, you have 5 times x equals -25. So what's happening to the variable? Well, you're multiplying by -5, which means you would want to divide by -5 on both sides. This is 1. 1x is just x, and you get +5. So when you check, does -5 times 5 give you -25? And -25 does equal -25, so 5 is a good answer. Okay, you can try 11, 12, and 13 on your own. If you look at number 14, remember if there's a variable by itself, you can always put a 1 in there. So you would divide by -1. You could also just look at this and say, okay, a negative on both sides would give you a positive, so C would equal +15. All right, and we have some fractions and decimal ones. You can use your calculator for those. Just make sure you are showing what you're doing on both sides. All right, so let's look at the translating section here. Product means to multiply. So you have 12 times a number, is your equals, and then -48. Quotient means to divide. So n divided by -5 is your equals, and you get -10. The cost of X tickets at $24 each, so 24 times X is 432. And the quotient of 18 and a number is -6. All right, if you look at some of the word problems here, the cost $3.75 per car. So I'm going to use C for car to use the Rocky Mountain Memorial Bridge. Income from the total bridge totaled $3,168.75. So how many cars use the bridge? So you would divide by $3.75 on both sides. In 32, she earned $9.25 per hour babysitting. If Carla has earned $7.40 last year babysitting, how many hours? So $9.25 per hour, and she made $740. So again, you would divide by $9.25. If you look at 33, her heart rate is about 2/3 of her heart rate when she is running. Her resting heart rate is 66 beats. So of means to time, so 2/5 times her heart rate, and that's going to be 66. So then you would divide by 2/5 on both sides to get your answer. If you look at the more difficult problems at the bottom here, you're just combining your like terms before you solve and check. So if you look at 34, we could combine those two together because they both have an x. So you get 3x equals negative 21. You would divide by 3 on both sides. Okay, this one, you could combine your negative 16 and 9 and get negative 7. You still have your m divided by 5 on the left, and then you would times by 5 on both sides. And in 36, you can multiply these because you can multiply things that are not alike. So you get negative 15 times e equals negative 420. You would divide by negative 15 on both sides. Okay, and then at the bottom there's an error analysis. Why did Jordan's teacher mark the answer wrong? So go ahead and work through that and explain why you picked what you did. Same with 39. What did Alexis do wrong? And 40 is a multiple choice for you.